afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 15th race of the Snickers Cup Series. The race here at Loudon, where we're going to find out what 12 drivers will make the Snickers Cup Series chase for the championship. We've already had the trucks, we've already had the Mobile One Cup Series. Now it's time to set the final chase field. On the pole for today's race is Arnold Columbia. Now, Columbia has got himself in a pretty good position here, having the pole for today's race. If he were able to pick up a win here today, then he would get into spots either 11 or 12 because he already has a win that he took at Texas. So it would be 2 wins. He would be the only driver to have 2 wins in the Snickers Cup Series. So it would really play out in his benefit if he could win here today. On the outside of him is going to be John Dillon, his teammate from Richard Childress Racing. Behind them in row 2, you've got Adam Rose and Angel DeSouza. Then row 3 is made up of Arnold Columbia and James Bald. We're going to take you through the field, show you the starting lineup, but before we're going to do that, we're going to show you where certain drivers are in the field as far as they are in the standings. Here we go. We're going to take a look. The points leader right now is the 6 UPS Ford of Noel Stiller. He has a pretty sizable lead over everybody else, 16-point advantage over second place Lisa Shears, but we'll get to that in just a moment. But Noel Stiller, he's starting on the inside there, and let's see where he is pretty much in the field here if we can. Let's see if we can go to it. There we go, in the spectator view. His race car is right here. He's on the inside of row 6, so he's starting in the 11th position. A pretty good starting spot for that race car. Now we go to Lisa Shear. She is 16 points behind points leader Noel Stiller. But I think she is able to make the chase nonetheless. She's starting pretty far back in the field, about mid-pack. Second in the standings is Lisa Shears. However, she is tied with third in the standings, Doug Shears. Doug Shears is also 16 points back. Here he is in the 83 car. He's going to be starting probably, I think that's around the 19th position, if I'm not mistaken, and he's going to be starting there in the 83 car, and he's going to be looking for a good run here today. Then only 17 points out, 1 point behind Doug Shears, third in the standings, would be the 24 car. That is Christian Janes. Christian Janes is fourth in the standings right now, starting just about, well, he's starting, let's see if we can find out. Oh yeah, he's starting pretty far back here. There's Christian Janes right there, way in the back of this field. So he's going to be looking for a good run here today, and hopefully Mr. Consistency will be able to stay out of trouble starting near the rear of the field. Coming in 19 points back, currently in the 5th position. This actually was a big surprise to a lot of people. It's a single car race team. He starts at the back a lot, but yet he's up there in the top 10 by the time we finish this race. That's Wyatt Johnston. He is starting dead last here today. 19 points back in the 5th position. He's going to be looking to try and establish himself in the chase. Now, these are the drivers that I feel will be in the chase when we end this race. Here are the drivers that are kind of in the danger zone, spots 6 through 10 coming into this race. First one of them is the Roush car of Angel DeSouza. She's going to be starting up on the outside of row 2, but she is 29 points back. She's in the 6th position. She is going to really need to get something going here today, have a good finish in order to remain in the chase. A guy who's really been on a hot streak as of late would have to be the FedEx Toyota of Jordan Hester. He's moved his way up after having to hand over the reins to Adam Rose mid-season, and then he was able to come back after the All-Star race. He's been putting together consistent finishes. He is currently in the 7th position, 32 points out of the lead. As you can see, he's going to be starting not too far behind points leader Noel Stiller. Another driver that's actually been a bit of a surprise to everybody is that race car right there, Ben Stern in the 2. He's 8th in the standings, 39 points out of the lead, but he is in a dangerous spot. He's going to have to get a good finish here today to stay in the top 10 in the point standings. 9th in the standings is going to be, right now, Anthony Nodder in the U.S. Army Chevrolet. He's going to be starting just ahead of points leader Noel Stiller. He is 40 points out of the lead and only a mere 8 points away from 11th in the standings driver Anthony McCurry. We'll talk about that in just a minute. And the guy who's teetering on the most dangerous spot of it all, number 10 position, that is Logan Wilson. His only victory coming at Daytona, the season opener for the Snickers Cup Series, but he's managed to consistently finish well, and right now the number 9 car sits 42 points out of the top spot in the standings, and only a mere 6 points ahead of 11th place starter Anthony McCurry. We'll take a look at him now. He is 11th in the standings. He'll be trying to race his way into this chase here today with a finish. Possibly, if he can get a good finish. He is there on the outside of Christian Janes. He's going to be looking for a good finish. Only 6 points, as I mentioned, out of that 10th place position. Starting not too far ahead of him is the 14 car. That is John Worry. The 14 Office Depot Chevrolet, 8 points out of that 10th place position, and 2 points behind 11th in the standings, Anthony McCurry. Seems to be a lot of drivers that are in that trying to get into the chase. They're all around each other. There you see Patrick Scroggins. This guy really has been on fire as of late, and right now he is 13th in the standings, only 10 points out of that 10th place spot in the standings. And then we got 2 drivers who are tied for the 14th position, only 12 spots out, or 12 points out rather. One of them is Vincent Marsh. He'll be starting up about mid-pack there, right behind his Joe Gibbs Racing teammate Matt Berg. And the other one is the Michael Waltrip Racing entry of Daniel Schwab. So those 5 drivers, McCurry, Worry, Scroggins, Marsh, and Schwab, are the ones we'll be watching here today to see if they can race their way in to the chase. We'll also be keeping our eyes on D'Souza, Hester, Stern, Nodder, and Wilson, who after one little slip could find themselves out of the chase for the Snickers Cup Series. Now, let's take a look at the starting lineup for today's race as we are preparing for an exciting event here at Loudon. On the pole is Arnold Columbia. To his outside, his Richard Childress Racing teammate, John Dillon. Then we got Adam Rose in row 2 with Angel D'Souza, who we mentioned is trying to stay in the chase here today. Then we got Martin Zakala. He is in the 5th position. To his outside, James Ball taking back over the 38 car. Then it's going to be Matt Smith. He's going to roll off in the 7th position, and rolling off 8, the guy who's trying to get into the chase, only 12 spots out, 12 points out of that top 10 spot, as we told you, Daniel Schwab. Then we got Anthony Nodder. He's trying to stay in the chase, a very critical spot. He's in 9th in the standings. Then we got Daniel Voss. He'll roll off in the 10th position. Points leader Noel Stiller rolls off in 11th. To the high side will be Andrew Gonzalez, his teammate from Roush Fenway Racing. Then it's Matt Berg and Philip Stiller making up row number 7. Yep, row number 7. Then we got Joe Gibbs in row number 8, Vincent Marsh alongside Jordan Hester. Both trying to get into the chase. Marsh trying to get in, Hester trying to stay in. Then we got Ben Stern. He'll start alongside fellow Dodge Alex Ban. And then it's Mark George alongside Robert Ban. And then behind them we got Doug Shears, 3rd in the standings, actually tied for 2nd in the standings. And to his high side will be Paola Gonzalez. Then we've got Matthew Rodriguez in the 33 car. He will start to the low side of Logan Wilson in that very critical 10th place spot. Brandon Gonzalez, he'll roll off there alongside the car of John Worry, 8 points out of that 10th place spot. He's going to try and get a good finish here today. Patrick Scroggins, he's going to try and do the same. 10 points out of that 10th place spot. Alex Filter will start to his high side. Then we got Christian James, Mr. Consistency. He is 4th in the standings. He'll try and stay in the standings. His teammate from Hedrick Motorsports, Anthony McCurry, will try and get into the standings. He's only 6 points out of the 10th place spot. Then we got Timmy Pacioli, another Hendrick teammate. He'll start behind them with Kenny McCurry to his high side. Chad Skinner will roll off there to the inside of Lisa Shears, tied for 2nd in the standings. Adam Chambers, who seems to be the favorite going into the chase for the Oreo Truck Series Championship. He's unfortunately not in the running for the chase this year for the Snickers Cup Series, but he's rolling off there on the inside of Jake Cole, who took the win last week. If he could get a win here today, that'd be his 2nd win. He could possibly get into the chase if he were able to pick up a win here at Loudon. Then behind them, we got Sean Galligan in the 21 to his high side. The 98 car of Jared Crocious, this ride being given to him out of the Schwab Racing Stables. He is driving the number 98 for the rest of the season. He was driving the 38, remember, last race. The 12th place finish just not enough for him to pick up the contract for Front Row Motorsports. Behind them, we got Steve Marsh. He'll make up row number 10, or actually row number 20 rather, and his high side is going to be Connor Breton. And then in the final row, we've got Noah Cars and Wyatt Johnston, 5th in the standings, the last car in this field. He'll look to try and move his way up through the pack to keep his spot in the top 10 and to make the chase. Okay, so we'll get these cars ready to roll off. As let's see if we can get them going a little bit faster here. Here we go. We're going to get these cars running. And we are really looking forward to this. It's going to be 30 laps of racing here today at Loudon. And we had a huge point shakeup in the Mobile One Cup Series. A lot of drivers making it in, a lot of drivers falling out. And it really was a big surprise at the end. I'm hoping the same thing is going to be able to be said here today at this racetrack. Now, let's take a look at right now what drivers would be able to get into spots 11 and 12 in the standings. Right now, Anthony McCreary, he is 11th, but he does not have a win. John Worry, on the other hand, does, and he is 12th in the standings. He could get into the chase with that. Vincent Marsh also has a win. He is 14th in the standings. Looks like those two could be the ones to get into the 11th, 12th position, provided someone does not get a second win here today. Green flag is out. The Richard Childress teammates heading to turn 1. Dylan on the high side, Columbia down low, and Columbia is going to have the advantage coming off of turn number 2. Adam Rose there, one of those go-or-go homers. He's having a good job, doing a good job right there in the top 5. Had a good qualifying run. And now it is Richard Childress out in front, 1-2, Columbia and John Dillon. Dillon, though, trying to close up the gap here. Can he do so on his teammate? John Dillon would love to be able to get to victory lane. The caution is waving now as the two Richard Childress cars pace the field. This caution comes out for, let's see, well, everybody's slowing down there. There's Mark George. Looks like he's the one car that's got the big problem. There he is, the 42 car. Pretty bad damage to the Target Chevrolet. Mark George having a bit of a hard luck here in the Snickers Cup Series. He is, however, in the chase for the Oreo Truck Series Championship, but tough break for him. Let's see why we're under the caution flag. The 42 of Mark George, the first victim here at Loudon. Well, they're all 3-4 wide here off of turn 4, and the contact might be made between Jordan Hester and Alex Ban. I'm not sure. We'll take a look here. Does anybody hit the wall, maybe? Hester? No. Mark George just comes up the racetrack and clips Alex Ban. And look at Jordan Hester. Oh, Hester is 7th in the standings. He's got a little bit of damage there. Maybe not that much, though. We'll see. Look at Doug Shears coming into the picture there. He is, second in the standings, tied for second. He makes a little bit of contact there as well. Oh, and he pounds the inside wall. That may not be good for the 83 car. He is probably going to be in the chase, but heavy damage to the Red Bull Toyota, and Mark George is the reason we are under the caution. He and Doug Shears kind of getting together and putting us under the caution for the first time here today. Well, it looks like everybody has stayed in this race from the look of it. Mark George has gone, it looks like maybe a lap down or so. Let's see, is he still on the lead lap? Yeah, he's gone a lap down to the leaders. But here's the way they line up. Arnold Columbia is the leader. John Dillon in second. Adam Rose is third. Martin Zacala fourth. And Angel D'Souza trying to stay in the chase. She is in the 5th position. You see Mark George moving by there. He is 1 lap down. James Bald runs in 6th. Matt Smith in 7th. Daniel Schwab, he's trying to get into the chase. He's got 12 points to get into the chase, and he is 8th. Anthony Nodder, he's trying to stay in the chase. He runs in 9th position, and in 10th is points leader Noel Stiller. Then the rest of the top 15 is Daniel Voss, Matt Berg, Andrew Gonzalez, Philip Stiller, and Matt Berg. Or, I'm sorry, Ben Stern, rather. Let's see where Doug Shears is running right now. 20th position, still has that little bit of damage to his race car, but he's still running pretty well. That's a pretty good choice for him to be still running on the racetrack. Remember, every point counts. Green flag back in the air. It's Arnold Columbia leading us back down for the restart on lap number 7. Just want to remind everybody that the NCG MRS is going to be having a special new channel. Silver Machine 9000, Anthony McCreary, once he gets that channel going, we'll be having Raceline TV, so please subscribe to Silver Machine 9000 for all your NCG MRS news. Arnold Columbia out in front. John Dillon runs there right in second. You know, Dillon, he's come into this series. He came in mid-season, and he's just been doing a whale of a job in that 27 car. He's been doing an unbelievable job for Richard Childress Racing, and there is word that he will be back in the 27 car, or maybe even in another ride next season, doing a great job right now running in the second position. He seems to be a very good driver here in the Snickers Cup Series, and next year, if he runs the full season, he could be a contender for the championship, in my opinion. But meanwhile, we're watching Arnold Columbia. Columbia is running for a championship here. He could be the first driver in the NNSCRA Snickers Cup Series history to pick up 2 wins this season. And if he was able to do that, that would put him ahead of all drivers to be able to get into the chase. He would get spot number 11 with 2 wins. His last win came at Texas. He was running a slightly different Caterpillar paint scheme than this, and yet he is out in front still with a different paint scheme, and he's showing off his muscle here at Loudon. We are 1/3 of the way through this race, lap 10 of 30 put on the board. Let's take a look and see where some of the guys that we're trying to see if they'll stay in the chase or if they are in danger of falling out of the chase or could get into the chase. Let's take a look at where we know where Ben Stern and Anthony Notter are running. How about Logan Wilson? He's in that critical 10th position. Logan Wilson right now running 25th on the racetrack. The car behind him, that's Anthony McCurry. He's the one that's 11th in the standings. So if Logan Wilson could just keep ahead of Anthony McCurry right now, he's got a good chance of getting into the chase. Caution is out. Caution is out. There's some debris there on the front stretch, and let's see who the caution is out for.